Aries, welcome to your reading for the new year. Let's get started and see what messages we have for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising positions for the year ahead. Now, keep in mind these are general readings and may not resonate for everyone, so make sure to check out your other placements because you could have messages there as well, which will offer you a more holistic picture. Okay, my friends, let's get started here for Aries. What is the energy around the new year for Aries? Sun, Moon, and Rising for 2023. Okay, Aries, you got quite a few cards here. Okay, bottom of the deck is stuck. So we'll leave that there and let's see what cards you received. Okay, we see your fire energy, so that's good, Aries, your cardinal fire sign. We see a light at the end of the tunnel. I love that. This is such a lovely message. Okay, strength, your crown chakra is coming through, and the autumn card. Okay, interesting, Aries. I wonder if something in the fall season will sort of be that end of the tunnel here. This light at the end of the tunnel perhaps will be realized in the fall season. Let's just move these decks away here. We'll use those in a moment. Okay, Aries. So this is interesting. This light at the end of the tunnel makes me think that you're going to have something come through in 2023 that feels like a challenge. I say that because of this idea of this light at the end of the tunnel with the strength card and this stuck card at the on the bottom of the deck, this stuck energy, which feels like it will clear for you. I feel like you're going to be sort of having some divine guidance with this light at the end of the tunnel. So whatever feels stuck today, it's almost like you're going to receive this divine sort of intervention or divine connection that guides you to this light at the end of the tunnel, where you're going to be able to fully express your new ideas or your new pathway. It feels like it's going to be something that initially feels like a challenge, but that challenge is going to bring out your strength, Aries. And it feels like this could all sort of evolve throughout the year and really, really show that light at the end of the tunnel in autumn. So in the season of fall, so sometime around September, October, it's like you're going to sort of, August, September, October is what I'm feeling. You're going to sort of feel like that aha energy coming through. It's interesting that the reading started with that fire card, because fire, what does fire really do but destroy things with its intensity, right? Fire creates or fire destroys. It serves sort of as fuel, as a process to fuel something, right? Like it either creates or it destroys. So it's very interesting. It's almost like you're sort of dealing with that duality right now. And as you experience that fire, it feels like it's really going to burn away things that no longer serve you, as well as create fuel for passion and creativity and things that do serve you. So it's a very interesting card for you to receive, because it feels like it's got almost two purposes. It's going to destroy to create. It's going to remove things that are no longer part of your path or in service of your path. And it's almost like as it burns those things away, that creates fuel for you to sort of keep moving. And it's an interesting card to start your reading. That light at the end of the tunnel does give me this idea that there is something that will release here. And it could actually be kind of an emotional release. It feels like this is a time of sort of starting off the year, maybe feeling a little bit overwhelmed with something. Like we said, something feels stuck, something feels like it needs movement. And then it's like there's this sort of heaviness dissipates, and it feels like as it dissipates, you grow stronger. And this kind of feels like really coming from your higher chakras. Like this is something spiritual, something divine in nature, something that gives you that strength to keep pushing through this overwhelmed and stuck feeling. And it feels to me like it kind of releases in the fall season. And the autumn is really a time where any seeds you've planted bloom, right? Your seeds in the harvest, you collect. Everything has bloomed and grown, and it's time to collect your harvest. You know what I mean? And so it's like that's when this idea really comes through for you, and you start to feel like, you almost start to feel like it's sort of the feeling I'm getting is that it all makes sense. Like it all makes sense by the time the fall comes. So I feel like 2023 is going to be a bit of a journey for you to get to that place where you sort of collect your harvest. You've been planting these seeds all along, sort of creating a new pathway, and then it's almost like things suddenly feel like the clouds are parting, and the emotional intensity isn't so intense anymore, you know? Very interesting start to your reading here, Aries. Let's jump into the tarot cards and see if we can clarify this for you a bit more, to see where is this stuck energy? Where do you need a light at the end of the tunnel? What kind of things are you using that fire to clear away? How are you clearing things? And what is your crown chakra revealing to you? Okay, so this feels like something that could be impacting you on a sort of an inner child level. This could be something that is from the past that needs to be sort of, like we said, the fire can create and it can destroy. So it's almost like in order to create a new path ahead, you may have to sort of set fire to something that you're hanging on to from the past. And I mean that metaphorically, obviously, not literally, but this idea of sort of allowing something to go back to the earth, like to send it back, you know, and fire can be so cleansing in that way. And it feels like whatever this is, it's something emotional, something connected to your past, could be your own inner child connection, could be something from your past in this experience that you've been having just recently even. We see the King of Rods sort of looking now at that Six of Cups, and the King of Rods represents you, or no, it doesn't, sorry. The King of Rods is Leo. You're the Queen of Wands. But this is strength. I always think of it as being the cardinal, but the cardinals are the queens. This King of Rods is strength. And it is that energy of being so focused and determined with your actions, your choices, you're in the lead here. And it's like you're taking the lead when you look at this past energy to say, I need to be strong when I face this. I need to sort of have sort of a realistic look at this instead of sort of having a nostalgic look, perhaps. This is sort of a time where you want to bring in the purity of something. And again, that brings me back to the fire idea, that fire can and be very purifying in its path of clearing things. And so it's almost like you will feel empowered here. When I see the King of Rods with strength, that really makes me feel like you will feel empowered to sort of allow that light at the end of the tunnel to guide you. You know what I mean? And I really feel like it's coming from the divine, this guidance. It's really coming from the divine. Yeah, and look, now there's the Five of Cups. So you've got the 5 and the 6. So some emotionally intense moment from your past is needing to be surrendered here, is needing to be released. It's needing to be brought into balance with with who you are today, because, you know, the past is over. The past is over. And I know there are these moments from our past that can hang on, but they only hang on if we carry them with us. And it's interesting, actually, you know, seeing that fire card start your reading. It's like you're being guided to really set fire to anything, and almost in a ritual way, you know, release these things. You might want to safely have like a ceremony or a ritual where you write down these things from the past, and you know, safely set fire to them in a ritualistic way to sort of release them, and allow the guidance from the divine to sort of guide you into a new place once these have been released, almost ceremoniously or in a ritual. That's very interesting, sort of like a fire ritual may be necessary here. And look, you got another 5, the 5 of Pentacles. So there's a part of you that when you reflect on this moment from the past, it's almost like it makes you feel like you were left out, and you were left and cast aside, like you didn't belong or you weren't cared for. There was loss here. There was a significant loss. But I feel like you're turning that around in 2023, and you're reclaiming your power here. See the 2 of Cups on the bottom of the deck. So I really feel like for some of you, this is a moment of releasing something that was, you know, could have been a relationship, it could have been a partnership, it could have been even an inner child sort of wounding. You know, it's going to depend, again, because it's a general reading, but seeing the 2 of Cups kind of confirms to me that you need to sort of see eye to eye with someone or with yourself on something. And this doesn't make me feel like you're going to be reunited with someone from your past. Actually, it makes me feel like we're seeing the 2 of Cups as a reminder to you of this moment, like who this person might be, if it is a person for you. Don't make it fit. If it's resonating for you, then you would know right away who this represents. But if this doesn't fit as a relationship for you, I'm almost feeling like for some of you, it could be this idea of you seeing eye to eye with yourself on something that happened early on in your life. Maybe your inner child was wounded and carried this wound around, and it involves now sort of sitting in the present moment, seeing eye to eye with yourself, and coming into some kind of healing here. The 2 of Cups for me can also be a card of healing. Look at that, another 5 of Swords. You've got 3 5s here. This is suggesting a lot of change. There's a lot of change, and it almost feels like this change is turning things around for you through the emotions, through the feelings of, you know, security, and also in this moment where you may have tried to communicate something, or you may try to communicate something, and it just falls on deaf ears. Like it's not going to help you get unstuck to revisit this. You know, like that's the thing. I don't feel like talking is going to do anything here. This is something that is going to change because it's time for it to change. I see the Knight of Swords now on the bottom of the deck, who will free you from this stuck energy. The Knight of Swords to me always represents this energy that comes in to help clear things away. And you notice that you can see the tower burning in this card. There it is. And you have that fire metaphor. I really feel like, I mean, it's very fitting because you're a cardinal fire sign. And so it's almost like the path to you releasing this involves fire. And again, safely, please, but like a little fire ritual where you set fire to things that no longer resonate for you, and you burn them away, and you clear their path, and it allows the light to come through so that you can understand something on a deeper level here that sets you free from all of this heaviness in these 3 5s that we see here. 5 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles, and 5 of Swords. It's time to release this. And it feels like that's the journey for this year for you, is releasing this, bringing this to a place where it comes to the surface and it feels like you release it using your own element, fire. You know, like really interesting. I wonder if for any of you that is some a method that you use already to cleanse your energy and to cleanse you of things that no longer need to be there. There's the Eight of Wands in reverse, which also signals to me sort of a tower energy. When it's in reverse, it's sort of like get ready for some big changes, things moving quickly that you must acknowledge or not. They're still moving and they're still going to change. You're almost being guided here to surrender and let go, like we said, but also to see things from a different perspective and to trust that as things clear, there is this light at the end of the tunnel, that it's not going to be like it is now forever. However you're feeling now is transforming. It is transformation. There is something shifting in your energy here, and it really feels like you're going to gain something from this experience that will free you. Look at that. You got the 6 and the 7 of Wands coming out together here, Aries. They came out, they fell out together, and you have the 8. That's so interesting. Now, the way they kind of fell out was in reverse, so I'm going to sort of feel this out, but it feels to me like in this time, you don't need external validation. In this moment, you need sort of energetic boundaries around certain things. Like you don't need to revisit them. You don't need anything in the external world to say, yep, you were right. No validation necessary from the outside world. This is an inner process. I feel like this is you saying to yourself, I'm not going to rely on external cues. I'm not even going to pay attention to external cues because this is happening within me. And I'm the leader of this with the King of Wands here. And I feel like there needs to be some energetic boundaries around certain things that need to be released. And once they're released, they're gone. And look what's on the bottom of the deck. It's the Tower. So this is a time of karmic clearing. This is a time of releasing stuck energy. You are transforming in 2023, Aries. It feels like this journey will... I feel like it's going to take 9 months here. Like we're just starting off 2023. And I feel like you're going to be on this journey of releasing things that no longer serve you, releasing stuck energy, stagnant energy, not relying on external cues. You're surrendering and letting go. You've got this 8 of Wands with this Tower and and the Knight of Swords. These two cards always resonate for me with the Tower, the 8 of Wands in reverse and the Knight of Swords, and you got the Tower on the bottom of the deck. So I think 2023 is going to involve a lot of shift for you, but in a direction that allows you to become unstuck. The theme here is clearing. The theme here is release, purification, and transformation. And that there is a light at the end of this tunnel, that you and your inner child don't have to hang on to this anymore. It's clearing out this year, and you're taking the initiative with that King of Wands. This is you and you dealing with some inner child healing, of releasing disappointments, releasing feelings of defeat, releasing feelings of being let down and having guilt and shame and blame. You're releasing all of that. And it feels to me like this is a process that you will sort of see fully from a different perspective. It almost feels like it's going to take until the fall. It's like you're moving through all of this in 2023, and then you will see what all of these seeds have planted. You'll collect your harvest, if you will. Okay, now I've been pulling an oracle card for every sign out of this deck. Just one card to see what is the overall guidance for you. And for Aries, oh, look at that. Card 33, Yishi Tosgayal. I always struggle to say that word, but I'm going to read the guidance right from the book, because I love the way Alana Fairchild has written these, and they're just such beautifully written messages, and they're always so thought provoking. So Yishi Sogyal. Sogyal. I always say it wrong. You don't pronounce the T. Sogyal. I'll tell you all about it. Okay, here we go. I'll hold the card up for you so you can see it. You shall overcome all obstacles. Success is imminent. So stay connected to your path no matter what, and continue to apply yourself. Allow your spiritual path to support you in all areas of your life. Live by your spiritual beliefs. Seek out support of your spiritual brothers and sisters for help when needed, but also trust that you are intimately and directly connected to the powerful divine light within. Exactly. I really feel like you're leading this, and that this is a personal journey that you're on right now. And of course you can seek out support, but I feel like all the answers are within you, and all of the healing is within you. It says here, there can be a dramatic healing breakthrough when you rely on your spiritual connection. And that's why that crown chakra is here. Rely on your spiritual connection. Rely on the information and guidance you're receiving from the divine, because that's where I feel it's going to come. This is you healing yourself over the course of this year. And you shall overcome all of your obstacles. And there is a light at the end of the tunnel. It's so interesting to see the synchronicities between all of these messages. Now, this oracle empowers you and brings in healing by sort of bringing in this confident attitude and taking steps forward. That's where we see that Knight of Wands here. It indicates that a negative time is drawing to a close and encourages commitment to the task of overcoming negativities through your spiritual practices. And those spiritual practices are going to be different for everyone listening. So it's whatever works for you, you know? It indicates, oh, sorry, I read that part already. It doesn't matter if you feel like a beginner or you're uncertain of how to do your spiritual practices. I feel like you're going to be guided one step at a time. Again, trust yourself and feel like you can trust the instincts that you're getting. If you receive sort of an idea, try it, because I feel like that's how it's going to happen for you. You're going to sort of be guided through this one step at a time. Now, notice that this card is 333. And so what's the significance there? The repeated 3 symbolizes that all manner of assistance and support are going to be granted to ensure that you attain this healing and that you move through this process and understand yourself and how to heal this and then release it. So trust the universe and go for what you want with boldness and courage and strength. We saw those messages for you here. There is so much empowerment being sent to you here. The tiger here represents a guardian, okay, for humanity. A supernatural tigress, Yishi Sogyal, is believed to be a yogini guardian for humanity, an emanation of a compassionate goddess of peace, prosperity, and the white Tara. If you know about that, you can look. There's so many beautiful meditations for green Tara, white Tara. You can look those up, and that might help you in this as well. The presence of this oracle is bringing in this sort of boldness and a willingness to engage with the challenges that will create the path of success for you. And we see that in the King of Rods. We see that in the Strength card. We see that in the fire here, in your whole reading, really. This empowers you to bring light to the world and for you to grow in your own spiritual advancement. There's so much enlightenment in your reading here, and so much that feels like you will have the necessary power to accomplish what you need to do here, and there will be clarity. but there's also a need for commitment, you know? The tiger is also a symbol here of navigating difficult waters, like difficult terrain. And there is a light at the end of the tunnel here. This journey is going to be one that shows you how strong you are. But there could also be this sort of emergence of lower vibe sort of emotions like anger or even hatred. And your task is going to be to sort of transform those and transmute those into love, passion, and clarity so that you can understand your higher purpose here. This is a very interesting year ahead for you, Aries. I really feel like you're going to be healing things and transmuting things and understanding yourself and your divine connection on a more deep level. I think it's all going to come through, and it's going to change things. I feel like the landscape of your readings for this year are going to be full of shift and understanding, and there's going to be moments of challenge and moments where you have to face some shadow work. It's going to be a very enlightening year for you. Healing is the final guidance card you're receiving here. It says, be gentle with yourself. Balance the lower chakras. So that's your root chakra, your sacral chakra, and your solar plexus chakra. Keep those in balance because that's your confidence center, your power, your personal power center. That's your emotional center. That is where all the creativity and creation sort of comes through. Very sensual parts of your being, you know. It's that part of you that creates and feels and emotes and, you know, really does express your emotions through creativity. And then your root chakra, of course, is where you feel secure and where you're grounded and where you feel like you belong and identify. And it's interesting because I feel like those are some of the areas where you've been, you know, where you've been directed in this reading, right? Very interesting. And the final messages here are practice self-care and you are enough. And so I really feel like this is a year to be gentle with yourself because you're doing an immense amount of healing. 2023 really represents a lot of inner healing for you and clearing. Inner healing and clearing. Wow, what an interesting reading for you, Aries. Thank you so much for joining me today for this. And I really hope that this reading has been helpful. And I look forward to reading for you again soon, my friends. And I'm sending you so much love and light. Happy New Year. Take care and be gentle with yourselves.